Hey y'all, welcome back to my Dark Souls Filthy Casual run. My name is Rob. And I know in the last video I was planning to make that the finale of this new game cycle. But it ended up just stretching out too long. And I didn't want to have a video that stretched like over an hour, so in today's video we finally approached the final area of the game. And in it, the final boss. Killing up the first flame. So at this point, we've gotten every item we can get from every NPC. The only other things you could get are weapons and upgrade materials from Black Knights. Making sure I've got my rings equipped. The Black Knights that have just the regular Black Knight swords drop Titanite chunks. The Great Sword Black Knights drop red Titanite chunks. And I believe the Axe Black Knights drop white ones. The Halberd Black Knights drop blue. And they all have a chance to drop their weapons, as well as their shields. What? Okay, then you get backstabbed. There we go. Red Titanite chunk. You might be wondering why I'm going towards this boss with the Chaos Zweihander instead of the Obsidian Greatsword with a lightning buff. Well, that's because the final boss is actually resistant to lightning and weak against fire, oddly enough. I parried way too early. What's wrong with me? There we go. Finally got it. Third time's a charm. Got this extra heal. Kind of making me wish I'd bought Great Heal, but oh well. Too late for that now. Until new game, anyway. Don't pass this up over here. This is the Black Knight set. Let me see here if I can get to it. Here we are. Armor of the Black Knights who haunt Lordran. The knights followed Lord Wynn when he departed to Link the Fire, but they were burned to ashes in the newly kindled flame, wandering the world as disembodied spirits ever after. So the knights that we encounter aren't actually alive in the sense of being human. They're spirits. I would think that the same applies to the Silver Knights in Anor Londo, but I'm not 100% sure. I kind of think they are due to the fact that they don't bleed and their bodies just kind of vanish after you kill them. If you want either the elusive Black Knight Great Axe or Black Knight Halberd and you haven't gotten it at this point in the game, now's the time to get it. If you want it at this point. Alrighty. I've said it earlier in the playthrough, but I'll say it again, especially for this part. I really hope you've been practicing your parries, because this can either be one of the easiest boss fights in the game, or one of the hardest. Without further ado, the final boss of Dark Souls. Yep, as I stated. Either one of the easiest or one of the hardest bosses in the game. I need to figure out where my souls are at. Oh, there they are. That's convenient. A little trick for baiting certain attacks out of him. Run behind him and Estus quickly. Well, it's not working. There we go. Don't want to get grabbed by that. He'll explode your face. That's more like it. The hollowed out husk of the great Lord Gwyn. Once the Lord of Sunlight, now the Lord of Cinder. Soul of Gwyn, Lord of Sunlight, and Cinder, who linked the first flame. Lord Gwyn bequeathed most of his power to the gods, and burned as cinder for the first flame. But even so, Lord Gwyn's soul is a powerful thing indeed. Indeed it is. So that pretty much makes us the new Lord of Cinder. Let's link the fire, as requested us by Frampt. But what's happening? We're being consumed by the flame. Where's all the fanfare? Our throne? Our new kingdom and subjects? To link the fire is to serve as fuel for the flame. If you're watching this video and you've made it this far into the Let's Play, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. I know that it's just a Let's Play, and you know, Let's Plays are kind of dead now in favor of whatever else that YouTube has to offer, or streaming on Twitch. But this is something I've always wanted to do, and Dark Souls is a game near and dear to my heart. It got me back into gaming at a time where I was ready to just stop playing video games and look for some new hobby. I was getting bored with the whole medium as a whole, you know, it just wasn't entertaining to me anymore. But Dark Souls, when I finally got around to playing it, which was a good 5 years after its initial release, it challenged me and pushed me in a way that games hadn't in a long, long time. In a way that difficult NES games used to challenge me. And I struggled. I wasn't very good at the game at all the first time I played it. But I kept on going. I kept playing until I got good. Until I beat the game. Actually, I beat the game first before I got good. I didn't get good until maybe into my third playthrough or so. But yeah, I've always wanted to make a Let's Play, but I've never really had the means to do it. And with SHAREfactory and technology being what it is, and you know, the features of the PlayStation 4 and everything, I was finally able to make one. and I'm proud of it. I'm happy that I've done this, and I hope to provide more content in order to entertain somebody out there. If anything, it's at least fun for me to do. I think this first Let's Play went pretty well. Had a hiccup here and there, technical difficulties here and there, but overall, came out pretty good. And how about this ending music? Something else. The very first time I beat Dark Souls and heard this music playing as the credits rolled, I mean, it was something else. I really felt accomplished. Of course, when I fought Gwen the very first time, I hadn't been practicing parries in the game. Like, at all. So I actually beat Gwen without parrying him. I did it the hard way on my first playthrough, which was the most difficult playthrough. But on every subsequent playthrough, I actually practiced parrying and got, you know, half decent at it. Good enough to where I can beat Gwen by parrying him and parry most of the enemies in the game. Just look at this voice cast, all the amazing voice actors of the game. There's so much to love in Dark Souls. This type of game I can really just nerd out about. From the lore to the gameplay. The graphics still look really good. Music, the little bit that's there, you know, it's really good too. I absolutely love the remastered version. I know it was kind of controversial to some people when it came out, but I really like it.
Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
And right away after beating the game, we're transported directly into the New Game Plus cycle. That's why any little thing you want to wrap up before beating the game, do it before fighting Gwen. Because once you kill him, there's no turning back. There's old Oscar of Astora. That's what he's known as to the fans anyway. Haven't actually been recording that long, so I guess as one last treat, let me come up here and see if I can attune magic for one thing. Good old Undead Asylum. When I started out the playthrough, I didn't pay attention to all that much different stuff, and I didn't really read a lot of item descriptions or get a lot of dialogue, but as I got further into it, I was kind of like, well, I guess maybe it's a little late to start doing that, but I'll start doing it anyway. Come back to the bonfires, they're all still lit. Oh yeah, there we go. Now of course we retain all of our weapons and armor, spells, almost everything you get from the, first playthrough of the game. The only thing you'll be missing are 2 rings, the Covenant of Artorias and the Orange Charred Ring. The reason you're missing those is because, well, they're required to progress with the story, and you're supposed to go through things, the legit way. So, it's just kind of like, yeah. So I have all my weapons, all my levels, all my everything. So I could easily kill the Asylum Demon now. However, I want to try and one-shot him. If you kill him right now before going through this area, you'll get his weapon, the Demon's Great Hammer, which, I mean, I don't really have any use for, so I'm just going to bypass him. Your items from before, your starting items, which in my case would be the Spider Shield and the Bandit Axe, or the Battle Axe, whatever it's called. Which I don't necessarily need. All enemies and bosses have more HP and do more damage in New Game. And they get progressively stronger with each New Game cycle you go into. And I think the highest strength they can get is up to like a New Game plus 7 or so, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, you.
I'll just skip what he has to say for now.
Now,
yeah. I remember killing him at the beginning of the Let's Play. If you don't kill him, he just ends up killing himself anyway. Or dying. Let's see. Let's say low shield, like physical resistance shield. There we go. Use this one to do what I'm trying to do. If you're wondering, I'm trying to get into Red Tearstone mode, which will multiply my damage by like, I don't know, 30%. Yeah, there we go. Whew. Maybe the Black Knight leggings will look cooler. And I'm still mid-rolling, so good enough. Alrighty. So, I go from doing 400 however much damage to 720 with the Red Tearstone ring activated. Of course, I can't take but one hit, so I'm kind of a glass cannon in this state. And then applying Lightning Blade, we do 1,029 damage. Let's see how that translates into a plunging attack. Hey there, Asylum Demon. Ooh. Beautiful one-shot of the Asylum Demon. Alrighty. If that wasn't some good post-credits content, I don't know what was. It was fun for me anyway. Well, as I stated, as the credits began to roll, thank you all so very much for watching. If you like what you've been seeing, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, but don't feel pressured to. I don't do this for money. I do it as a hobby, and hopefully help somebody, you know, hopefully for somebody to enjoy it. Hopefully to entertain and brighten your day. And until next time, y'all take care, and I'll hopefully see you soon with more Dark Souls content.